sometimes diversionary, that you can't really use the information they give you to nail some real bad perpetrator. Then you're going to realize something. That either they themselves are completely duped by the inside cult loyal personalities, or they're literally running you around. The upfront personalities are running you around, doing all kinds of stuff, while they're still reading you, while they're still doing satanic attack and ritual warfare against you, and consuming your time. Old and diversionary information to draw you in, to make you interested, to cause you to give more time. 5, they will eventually seem to be everywhere. Hey, they're in your office. They're at your church. They're there late. They stay at the end of the service. They wait to the very end. They want to be the last person. They want to come to your home. After they find out your favorite food place, they're going to show up there. All of a sudden, when you see those who are infiltrating, they end up being everywhere. And you'll notice sometimes you'll be doing something in the church and you'll look to the right. There they are staring at you. They're going to be consuming you in the sense of that they're simply everywhere. They want to be your helper. They want to be your friend. They want to be one of you. But don't forget. I mean, listen. The reason is because they want to go deeper. They want you to eventually invite them to be a part of the ranks and to get into the body and to get into the leadership and so forth. This has happened many times with those that I've worked with. Definitely, they were not healed. We got to the point where they knew that they had cult loyal parts. Some really wicked things inside, but yet they wanted, hey, I don't want to go through all the levels of training. Just take me in personally and train me, teach me. We had a guy that came in that sat with us and shared, beginning to share us all these gory and bloody and horror stories of his life. What he didn't know is that we've already been through this a number of times. So once again, as he is talking to us, because we already knew what he was pretty much about, we had people taking pictures of him, running his license plate, doing reconnaissance on him, and prayer mapping him and going over. Our job was to do it redemptively, but also to expose what's going on here. This person continued to ask about being baptized. He wanted to become a member of the church. But I kept challenging his spiritual, are you born again? Are you really a believer? Do you really know Jesus Christ? And when it came down to the brass tacks of, no, I'm not going to baptize you, not because I don't like you, not because I don't want to help you, but because you're not a born-again believer. I don't perceive this. You can't confess it with your mouth. And you're confessing that you read the Bible, that you'll go to church, that you want to be baptized. But it seemed like there was a drivenness on his side to see how far he can get in and be among us. He kept telling us how he felt God was maybe wanting him to be here among us, to be a shatter worker, to get in our organization, to be a part of us, on and on and on. Now, we've seen this before, to infiltrate shatter, to get involved with us. And in the early days, we've seen harm when we've let individuals that were unhealed begin to work with us in the sense of helping out, doing paperwork or doing stuff in the office, making copies on a copy machine. They may do that, but if they're unhealed and they got cult loyal parts, those other parts inside are going to scrutinize your office. They're going to take some, ritual anointing oil or demonized objects and put in that office. They're going to put curses on individuals. They're going to communicate all their stuff to the coven folks about your inner office workings. And they're going to do things. All the while they're smiling and copying paper for you and helping you. That's how it works. And I wish we had this heads up in the beginning, but we know now, and we're learning even more and more as we continue to go along with this and continue the ministry. 6, they want to serve. Now, here again is where some of them will begin to say, I'm more healed, I'm really healed, I don't think there's anything inside, etc., etc. Now, again, when you find them, especially when you know they're not completely healed and they're really driven, I want to be in the children's ministry. I want to be on stage singing. I want to be able to get up and take the microphone and share. Now, listen, we dealt with him one time years ago that he would even send us. We were getting these cassette tapes in the mail of a British-sounding guy out of Sheffield, England, talking about the individual that we were dealing with, telling us to stay away, warning us that he would kill us, that he did have a gun, all these things like that. This individual that we dealt with, he had other personalities call our office and cuss us out and tell us to stay away. Let's just call him Joe. That's not his real name, but to stay away from Joe. Well, a number of times I went to the church that he attends, and I watched right in his church, which we knew there were 2 or 3 multiples doing this. They had open mic time, probably 700-800 people there, and he would go forward and take the mic and share a little bit about Jesus and talk a little bit. But there I am way out there in the crowd looking at him, knowing that he has cult-committed, satanic-committed personalities inside, that he's there as an infiltrator. I went another time to that place, and I'd seen him earlier on in the service. At the end of the service, of course, 700-800 people moving around, everything's over. All of a sudden, I really feel something really weird. I turn around, and through the crowd, clear across the other side, he's staring at me. I walk over to this guy, let's call him Joe, and Joe looks at me and says, "I felt you when you walked in." Now, this is a common thing because satanic warrior monks are trained. They are trained and demonically gifted with counterfeit workings of word of knowledge and discernments and other things. Psychic abilities and so forth. Telekinesis, clairvoyance, all kinds of things. The ability, they claim to read minds, and at a certain level they can do a little bit of that because they're trained to be super soldiers, transmuted, higher human beings, to have these powers in them located in the blood. They want to serve. They want to get involved. Now, this same guy was doing harm, and the weird thing about it, he, in the context of what he was doing there and infiltrating and the harm that he was doing otherwise, he died. I don't know what occurred in that situation. I just know that as a young, unhealed cult multiple, he died. We wanted to help him. We wanted to minister to him, but he absolutely would not engage us in any freedom encounter or prayer time. Let me tell you, number 7, they can't wait to give you gifts. They love to give you gifts. They want to give you things and things that you like, a book, an object, a picture, a painting, whatever it may be. They want to give you gifts. They may not know it, but the cult loyal inside personalities most likely have demonized those objects. Use them in a ritual format, put demonic presence on it with a target of causing you, sickness or harm or plundering your finances, whatever. It is a demonized object. You're going to notice that they want to give it to you and make sure that you have it either on your person or that you put it in your office or that you've taken it to your home. They may leave those objects around the house, your church or your office. They may have objects around that are like, again, whether you understand the spiritual realm or not, they can demonize an object in a ritual, and then that presence beyond there, like the girl that came to my office, that the demonized power rings that she used to wear left in my couch in the office purposely. I didn't know the agenda at the time, and back then I didn't know to pray it through and really seek the Lord on the agenda, other than we knew that the Holy Spirit said that it was they were demonically charged. Of course, we prayed against things. We did the same thing. And on demonized objects like that, the best thing you do is just burn them, like Josiah in 2 Kings 21, 22, 23, when he got a hold of the demonized objects and the demonized symbols and things like that. Of course, he would get rid of them. You may at times have them bring you food, your favorite foods. Let me tell you again a story that's going to make you think twice about accepting food, because they're going to get offended if you don't like to take their gifts, or if you're not wearing their shirt or their jacket or whatever else it is they gave you. They're the kind of people that will get very offended. Why aren't you wearing this? Why aren't you? I can't believe you didn't. They're going to get very offended and feel really bad and try to put you on a guilt trip to wear the demonized or to have the demonized object on you or close to you, so that it will take its effect. And they do the same thing with foods. Now, we had one individual that, they really knew that I liked Arizona green tea. And they are constantly wanting to buy me. And, I got a perception of the one individual very strongly. They brought it to me ice cold, man. It was really great. So I tried something, and I didn't open. I just set it to the side. During the entire time in the session, they kept looking at it, waiting. Pretty soon, I could see them getting bothered. Why didn't you open your green tea? Aren't you going to drink your green tea? It's really cold right now. I'll get to it later, I said. This went on for a while, to where the point they're getting angry. They didn't want to leave until I opened it and drank out of that bottle.